Hello folks, well here we are with this week's Mayor's Message, and I consider this the coup of my career. I have got with me, in the company of Steve and Judy Charles, and now these people are known worldwide. They have been the proprietors for 31 years of our Save a Buck establishment on the end of the main street in Wynyard, and now anybody that's been to Wynyard has all been to Save a Buck. So look, I've recruited these two to come in, this husband and wife team that have been in business for 31 years, to come in and be with me today. So look, welcome on board Steve and Judy.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you, Rob.
I'm so glad that you accepted the invitation.
I couldn't refuse it.
I don't know whether we've got enough battery charged in this camera to talk about everything that we would like to touch on today. But look, firstly, you've had a great involvement, you've been a great contributor, you two, to the community in more ways than one. Your business, Save a Buck, second-hand dealership, your Rotary Club involvement, the Show Society, the skate park, all these things, slides out at the East Wynyard foreshore, and all these things. Look, you've been such great members of our community. I'd like to thank you for that to start with, but then I'd like just to elaborate on a few things you've encountered in your career as the coast or the state or even nationally #1 second-hand dealer. Steve, to start with,
All right.
you've met some characters.
All right, mate. Well, for a start, I'll say to the Mayor here that he wasn't lying. We are #1 Tasmanian second-hand dealer. We're actually #1 in Australia. We have the biggest turnover in Australia. That's no bullshit. That's from the horse's mouth, that one. Yeah, we've met a lot of characters over the years. We get regulars coming to our shop every day. Some come in 2 or 3 times a day just for chat, scallywag, and just catch up on what's going on around the town, and just social comradeship. And
Yep.
Judy's always said to me, she said, Save a Buck's not a second-hand shop, Save a Buck's a creche for adults.
Yep.
Because the adults come in, Dad comes in while Mum goes shopping.
It's therapy.
And we entertain Dad while Mum goes shopping, then she'll come, all right boy, time to go. Oh, I haven't had enough time yet. So yeah, that's what it's all about. We're a central hub for Wynyard, like a meeting place, because we haven't got I suppose got the men's shed now for the men, but
yes.
yeah, Save a Buck's along those lines for the men's shed. The people just come in over Skype and meet each other.
And if they make a financial donation, they've all been gratefully accepted.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now, like, you've been out of this. You've handed over to your new owner 6 weeks into it.
Yeah, 6 weeks. Yes.
And 6 weeks. How have you handled him, Judy?
We've got a very big shed and 14 acres.
Yes.
And yeah, I send him out there with a packed lunch.
Yeah, and you go and get him when you want him.
We've got a bell at the back door and I ding ding ding.
She does too. We've got a ship's bell. Whenever she knows, she just routes out and I come for dinner.
Was that via Save a Buck dealership?
Yes, it was via Save a Buck the bell years ago. I've had to hang it for years, and
Really?
Judy just rings when she knows if she doesn't around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look, that's great, but it must be a huge turnaround in your lives, your daily activities, to be not tied up with the shop and just standing back and looking at it. How do you see it from back here now?
Well, I can tell you this much: the actual pressure of the work, I don't miss at all.
Don't you?
It's a very demanding job. I reckon it would be probably the most difficult business on the northwest coast of Tasmania to run.
Really?
It's very hard to run,
Really?
as Matthew Franks is finding out, because Matthew's the manager for Toddy.
Yes.
And Matthew looks stressed out, they all tell me, but I steer clear of the place, to be quite honest with you, because I thought I've done my bit.
Yes.
It's nothing to do with me now.
Yeah.
We're still the landlords, the rent still comes into us. As long as that rent's coming in, I don't need to go near the place.
Yes,
so we
right.
steer clear of it.
Yes.
So we're grinning.
It's Toddy's turn.
So I haven't got the pressure
He'll
anymore.
do it well.
You're smiling all the way to the bank?
Yeah, got the rent coming in. At least Charlesworth goes down and tidies up the bookwork for us, the bass and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
I don't really need to be near the place. I only go about once a week or once a fortnight now and just say hello. I don't need to be there.
Yeah. Now, Judy, look, you're both involved in Rotary in a huge way, and Rotary means so much to our community too.
Yeah.
Top organisation. Your musicals, you're a regular on stage. They're both obvious, but look, you're part and parcel of the kit and caboodle that brings Rotary's presentation to us every year.
Yep.
And look, and that is great. You enjoy that, I can tell.
Oh, look, I think the things you do best are the things that you enjoy. So
Yes.
if you want to make money for the community, you find something that makes you laugh and something that makes you enthusiastic, and it's not work, it's a pleasure to give the time.
Yes.
You know that.
Yeah, I do.
You were the head director for, what, 7 or 8 years?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Head director for the musical?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you were a past president, Steve?
Yeah, I was past president, about 15 or more years ago. I was president of the Wynyard Rotary Club.
Yes.
Thoroughly enjoyed it. I wouldn't be able to do it in the last couple of years. I've been so busy with the business, but those days I had a little bit of time, whereas in the last few years I had no time to do it. But
Yep.
I managed to squeeze through it okay.
Yep.
So you put in a fair bit of time with the squash club, and
Yeah,
Wynyard's
yeah.
got a brilliant squash club.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, I was the president of the Wynyard Squash Club for 7 years.
Really?
We've probably the best, I would say definitely the best squash club in Tasmania.
Mm.
We've had more juniors with national representation in Wynyard winning it and stuff than
Yeah.
any other club.
Very successful.
Very successful. Our nephew is the #1 squash player in Tasmania at present.
Really?
He's based in
Yeah.
Hobart.
That's, yeah, Jane Flint's young fella.
Oh,
right?
is he really?
He's the #1 in Tasmania at squash at present.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, and we've had the Amy Litless. She was the Australian under-15 or under-17 champion.
Yes.
And Brodie Stokes is the top Tasmanian Northwest Coaster at present. And his younger brother Geordie, he's not far behind him.
Really?
So that's two young fellas there that really go good. Andrew Wall's young fellas.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, David's grandson.
Yes.
Yeah, they're going well. They're all up there in A grade. I give it away, a bit over 12 months ago. The arthritis was sneaking into me now. But I was playing in A grade, and I'll be lucky to get a grade. I wouldn't get a game in A grade now, so that's wrong.
Yeah,
Would
it's
not
a
get a
great,
game.
Yep.
great club.
Gee, now touching on another matter, the arthritis might be a contributing, that might be a factor from the Circular Ed days down there in the wet country.
Yeah, west of
You're
the
you're an ex-Circular Ed person?
Yeah, I lived in Stanley till I was 21.
Did you?
I was actually born in Wynyard. All my
Really?
brothers and sisters were born in Wynyard. There were 6 of us. And we lived here in Jackson Street where Neville French lived.
Oh, yes.
He brought the house off my parents. We probably had been a farm at Melbourne and more better before that.
Really?
But yeah, I'm Circular Ed right through and through. Yeah,
And
loved it.
And you moved out of Circular Ed, you came to Wynyard and you found a little pond.
Yeah, I was working in the mines those days.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I worked in West Australia in the mines. And then down Rosebery, and yeah, I met Judy while I was working at Rosebery.
Yeah.
She was up here at the coast, and yeah, probably a big turnaround in my life.
I didn't like to mention that, but
Yeah, give it up. Yeah, she's a little pop.
yeah, one night that you and I were at a function and you'd had a few and we was having a bit of good fun and you mentioned that, you know, her country of origin.
Yeah.
And she didn't take it bad.
No, she takes it.
Improve the bloodline. All the best places do.
Well, the people from Stanley tended to marry the people they grew up with and went to school with. And
Yes.
if it wasn't your sister, you was okay.
Stephen.
So I thinned the blood down. I married someone from the other side of the world. And it was quite a joke in our family, really, because I married a Welsh lady.
Yes.
And my elder sister, she's married to a Kiwi.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to visit Cairns tomorrow.
Really?
And my younger sister, she had 2 children to Italian descent fella. So yeah, it was the multinationals,
Oh, yeah.
multinationals in our house.
Really? It'd be good at Christmas time.
Yeah,
Not
no.
any time.
So we thinned the blood down.
Oh, you've done a mighty job. Yeah, well, that's a huge contribution to our little state of Tasmania, isn't it?
And our kids have done really well. Like
Yeah.
our daughter, Sarah,
Yes.
she's an environmental scientist and she works with the Southern Water.
Mm.
Oh,
Oh,
Taswater.
Taswater
Taswater now. Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah, she's a scientist, senior scientist with them.
Well,
And our son Nick, as you know, he's got the restaurant at Waratah Beach, so they've both done very, very well.
yeah, Harvest and Cater.
Harvesting cake, yeah.
What a beautiful place to go for a meal.
That is,
It's not a bad
fantastic.
office, is it?
No. So, well, look, I just can't think of anything else we haven't touched on at this
Well,
stage.
I can add a few more little things.
Yes.
Like when we come back to Wynyard from the mines in Western Australia, we bought a house in Jenner Street, and I was looking for work for about 6 months. I couldn't find work at the time.
That's right. I
So,
remember the story.
I was
Yep.
going to go back to Cobart, New South Wales. I had a job up there to go to the mines and that. And yeah, save a buck come along. Laurie Edwards actually started it. He had
Oh,
it
did
going
he?
for about a month, Mr. Cash.
Yeah, Mr. Cash.
Yep, and his wife got sick. They had Mr. Cash in Devonport, Ulster and Wynyard. And I went and made him an offer. I knew his wife was sick. I knew he wanted to sell the business, and he resisted my offer. And I went back a couple of weeks' time, and he took me off it.
Did he?
So I went back to Judy and I said, I've just bought a
That's the
saving
beginning.
mate. And she said to me, what do you know about second-hand dealings or business? So there you go. So we worked it up from nothing, from absolutely nothing to the biggest in Australia.
Oh,
Yeah,
look. It is magic, you know, it is magic. It's therapy.
yeah, it's shopping too.
Yeah, look, and there's the opportunity for people that want to unload some goods or
Yeah.
wanted to buy some not new goods and things like that. And look, it's been a huge service to the community. And
Yeah.
your contribution, like over the 31 years, is just that's
I
a long
say
time
it
to
quickly,
stay.
yes.
It's a long time to stay in business, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And you did hit the nail on the head earlier on. You mentioned community service. We are a community service. Over back, people moving into town, we set up a full house lot for a fraction of the cost.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
And people leave and they know they can just ring us up and bang, they got rid of all in one hit and they're not mucking around with garage sales or people pestering them and this, that and the other. Yeah, so we are a community service.
And you're coast wide, you were coast wide, you'd be coming through Burnie, you'd be down in Circle Head, and you'd see the Saver Buck truck coming out of somebody's or backed into somebody's, they're moving house.
Right through to Devonport.
And you take everything, it wouldn't matter what it was.
Yeah, anything we could make a quid out of.
I once saw him walking down the street with what looked to be a nude woman in his arms.
Really?
And when I
That made me
really took focus, it was a mannequin. Yeah.
Where's the Honda?
Feel. Yeah. So were you disappointed or so happy about that, Judy?
I just shook my head.
But anyway, look, I'm glad that you gave us these few minutes to come in and be with us today. And look, members of the community that tap onto the YouTube on the Waratah-Wynyard website, this will be a Ghostbusters. This will go Ghostbusters. Yeah, we've had up to 300 hits, you know, on one or two things. You know, the Wynyard Footy Club made the grand final there.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
And a few things like that. And if the, you know, if the cricket team or the new minister comes to town, but I reckon I've had the coup of the year anyway. Having you two come on board, and I'd like to thank you very much for that, Judy.
Thank you, Robby.
Thank you. Thanks, Steve.
Thank you, Andrew Denton.
And all the best in your retirement.
Thank you, Robbie.
Oh, we won't be going far.
No, we're still going to live in Wynyard.
Thanks very much, folks.